Where is my senator? You see him? Okay, yes. Slave, that issue. Peter for Nigeria. Peter for Natasha. Natasha for Nigeria. The princess of the Senate. You are taking your place today. You are a senator. Nobody can remove you. Your people are with you. God is with you. This is the wife of Alan. Hey! Akpabio don't play. Akpabio don't play. And share it. For where? For this country. Akpabio, you lie. I say, Akpabio, you are a liar. Natasha must resume. Akpabio, you go hear word. Akpabio, Akpabio, Akpabio. Akpabio, you go hear word. Natasha must resume. Akpabio, since you won't let the revolution start with you, we go reach National Assembly. We are going to that National Assembly. And Shereni, I say Natasha will resume today. No woman, no nation. Mama P. Oh God. People, they die. Insecurity. You are fighting another woman for 6 months? Na lie. Na lie. Akpabio, you are a liar. You are not God. Natasha, they resume.
Why you hate woman? Who is you?
Where is my distinguished senator? Oh, Mama P. Oh, Tori Olong. Where is Aisha Yesufu? Where is Hajia? Okay.
Yes, that's the energy.
Hajia don't believe him. Distinguished because it's even causing more delay. That protocol. 3 arms of government, Tinubu, Wike, and Akpabio. You want to become oracle for this country? Everything plus electoral reform. Nadia, now we go sleep for National Assembly. Now we go sleep. Akpabio must hear word. Mama P.
What the hell?
Oh. Akpabio. Natasha must resume. Natasha must resume. For where? Oh. Where we don't pass, so my Tamabi, we are going, Transcorp, we are going to us National Assembly. Make everybody, they go there. Bandits, they do press conference or casino. You are not interested. Hunger, insecurity, unemployment, inflation.
It's also important for the public to know that whatever decision we arrive at here is unanimous. And I recall the last decision we took, and which concerned one of our sisters here, the distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. I'm also aware that when she left the chambers, she went to Brekete Radio, and she went to Arise Television, and she distorted the facts. I'm aware further that she has now externalized the matter by attempting to embarrass the Federal Republic of Nigeria by going to give a narrative at the IPU UN event, totally different from what occurred in the Senate. But I want to thank our Right Honorable Member Kafilat, right? That's her name. Kavila Okwara, who had to give a press conference in New York to caution the international press not to vilify Nigeria, but to note that the facts presented by her were totally out of tune with what occurred in the Nigerian parliament, and that we have our own internal mechanisms of resolving issues in Nigeria. And outside this parliament, we also have the judiciary, which is even standing before the judiciary. So I don't know why even here, she has brought a petition, and she has not allowed us to even look into it. She went to court, and then she has not allowed the court to look into it. She has gone to the international community, and she may not even allow the international community to look into it. She may decide to run to I don't know where. I don't want to be misquoted, but the reality is that we remain resolute. We are law-abiding. We operate through the rules of the Senate, which is an extension of the powers and privileges given to us by the ground norm, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We still are open to making sure that we remain in peace, and we left room for her to recognize that what she's doing may even frighten a lot of men in future from even appointing or selecting female deputy governors. You can imagine if somebody like Kamala, the immediate past vice president of the United States, were to go on CNN to say that Biden, the president, sexually assaulted her by shaking her hand or by holding her hand to show her the office of the president, then automatically it means that nobody will pick another woman as vice president. But I have 4 daughters, so I want to plead with politicians, still give my 4 children a chance. Do not take the action of one person and punish others. My religion and the Bible are forbidden that the sins of the father will no longer be visited on the children. So please, we still have so confidence in our female folk. In this 10th assembly of the Senate, we have only 4 women, and the 4 of them are all committee chairmen, intentionally, in order to give a voice to women in the parliament. So I thank you for this vote of confidence. I will not take it for granted, and I also have confidence in you and your ability to continue to contribute your quota towards nation building. Let's remain focused on
You are not useless. What are you going to do? You are not useless.
Look this way.
It's actually
Just leave so that give her a chance.
In retrospect, it's actually amazing how much we have had to face.
Now let's give our public.
It's actually amazing how much we have had to face and survive in the past 6 months. And most of it happened to the full glare of Nigerians. From the unjust suspension to the recall. We survived the recall. We survived the blockage of roads and waterways into Kogi that we had to fly in using the helicopter.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. We are again to find out who killed democracy or how democracy died. So that one person that is always spying on me, if I catch you, today we will meet 24 hours fight. Like and share. Hypocrisy, hypocrisy, unveiled. I mean, that's the title, right? Yes. And this is going to be our what? 3 or 4 episodes on that. So today we are looking at how democracy died, who killed it, how did it die, who are those that are trying to resurrect it. This is according to Goodluck Foundation Democracy Dialogue that took place in Accra, Ghana a couple of days ago, where Peter Obi and Obasanjo and the rest collectively agreed that democracy has died. So I think there's an effort to bring it back to life, if I am not mistaken. So, and I think that is coming because of what this administration led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been doing in the name of democracy or lack of. I will say, put it on record, that in my lifetime, arguably since the inception, the beginning of this Fourth Republic, late Muhammadu Buhari, for me, is the only president, is the most democratic president to date in Nigerian history. One can argue that he hasn't or did not during his time temper the affairs either of the governors or of the legislative. The judiciary can be extreme in the in some quarters, but traceable to him. I don't think anyone can come and say Buhari during his 8 years of civilian rule, he has done this, that to truncate or kill democracy. Well, one can answer. But again, that's another conversation entirely. But Bola Tinubu, on the other hand, I don't know if we can recover for what he has done to democracy. Obviously, because of what happened in Rivers, I think we had remove a democratic elected president, a governor of the state, for 6 months. Have no role. That is a breach of not just our constitution, but process of democracy. So, what the National Assemblies are doing in regards to Akpabio versus Natasha. For Bola Tinubu not to say a word regarding that of the day, that could be wrong. Somebody should remind me on the comment section. Means that he's also a culprit. So yes, there is a good argument against this Bola Ahmed Tinubu government in regards to the question of democracy. But there's also a saying that says, those who sit in the glass are don't throw a stone. Or if you are not a sinner, be the first person to cast a stone. Both Christian, forgive me if I butcher on quotation, but it's along that line. And that's where Bola Tinubu administration are not threatened, regardless of where the heat is coming from. When you put democracy at the front of your campaign, you're not going to win. So I am still trying to rally my head around the fact that the be-led angle of the opposition are inching closer to adopt that as their their campaign motto. Ain't gonna work.
Look this way.
It's actually
Just me so that give her a chance.
In retrospect, it's actually amazing how much we have had to face.
Now let's give our public.
It's actually amazing how much we have had to face and survive in the past 6 months. And most of it happened to the full glare of Nigerians. From the unjust suspension to the recall. We survived the recall. We survived the blockage of roads and waterways into Kogi that we had to fly in through using the helicopter. We survived the blackmail from the so-called woman from the crazy lady on Facebook. Yeah, you know, it's amazing what we had to survive. And I give God Almighty the glory and my deepest appreciation to the good people of Kogi Central, Kogi State, and Nigeria at large. My husband, my love, if you see this, I love you dearly. In short, I pray all men support their wives as much as you have supported me. And my children, thank you for your sacrifices. So in everything, it just shows that sometimes it's good to put the institutions to test. We can't cow down in the face of injustice. No one is more Nigerian than us. Senator Akpabio is not more of a senator than I am. He's not a governor of this place. And he treated me as if I was his servant or I was a domestic staff in his house. It's very unfortunate that at this time, after so many years of democracy, we would have a National Assembly be run by such dictatorship. It's totally unacceptable. As for me, I'm glad to be here. And even though we have been illegally suspended, no day have I hesitated in effectively carrying out my duties as a senator of Kogi Central to the very best of my capacity. I have never, no day went by without me looking out for opportunities, either in terms of bringing infrastructure or projects to my people, and even jobs wherever I could, because I didn't want them to suffer, you know, the neglect and the vacuum that was created by this injustice. So I thank people like Auntie Obi, Priscilla, Sister Aisha, Mama P, Peter The Rock, and many others, Dr. Abiola, Yemi of Enough is Enough, Uncle Femi Falana, I mean, men and Nigerians I can't even call. I mean, I've read your posts, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, His Excellency Sarah Key, I mean, many people who have lent their voices, thank you, and even political parties, Labour Party, ADC, I saw their statements, and my beloved PDP. Thank you so much for standing up. Nigerian Bar Association, Nigeria Labour Congress. I mean, a whole lot of voices. It just pulled through, and I think that's the pressure that the Senate President saw and realized that, you know what, he just can't.
There are two questions, and I have a third issue that I think, Ruben, you need to address. But let me start with the questions you have raised. I think first, the issue of INEC. I think everybody is fairly aware that INEC, as presently constituted, has lost a lot of credibility. And it is very important that the institution gains this credibility. Otherwise, the stability of the country is going to be threatened, because when you have institutions that are not delivering, and especially a key institution like INEC, and if this failure continues, then it will erode not only, I mean, confidence in INEC, but confidence in democracy itself. And when that happens, you know the consequences. So let me come back to INEC. I think there are amendments that the whole country is waiting for. For example, that amendment, which I think late President Buhari refused to give assent to, which mandates INEC to use electronic sort of electronic tools and to use technology in delivering the result is still pending. But more importantly, why should the president, whoever is the president of the country, who is an interested party in the election, be the one to propose the head of INEC? I think late Ways Committee has made very good recommendations, which have been blocked by those who are interested in manipulating INEC. I think we have to rescue INEC by making sure that the head of INEC is not appointed by a sitting president who is going to be interested in election. So there are a number of things that needs to be done. I'm not sure there is sufficient time for us to raise that, but I think the key issues are two. One, that INEC's credibility is at stake, and two, we have got to insulate INEC from political interference. If that doesn't happen, then it is the democracy that is holding the country that's being actually run down, and when that happens, there are consequences. The second question, if I remember correctly, which you raised, is where do we go from here? I mean, considering what former President Jonathan said. And I think it ties down with the issue that I really think you should be raising, because the whole gathering in Accra is around the crisis of democracy, that democracy is not delivering the expectations of the people. And in Nigeria, if you take the statistics from 1999 to date, that's about 25 years. If you take the indices of development, whether you are taking the paternal and maternal mortality rates, or if you are taking the GDP, the growth in the economy, if you are taking all the indices of development that you take, you will see that from 1999 to date, we have been going down the drain. In fact, the GDP for this year is said to be much lower, actually about less than half of what it was in 1960. In other words, this country, under this democracy, is actually going down the drain. And it is time to really ask, of what use, of what benefit is democracy if it cannot really deliver? Is democracy made for the people, or people for democracy? If democracy is supposed to serve society, then it has failed in Nigeria. And it is time to start thinking of how do we really bring about a system that can work for us. I watched the debate from beginning to the end, and I was saddened by the fact that the elite that gathered there could not think out of the a box of Western frame of thinking. In other words, they were all, and especially the guest speaker himself, he was going round and round while admitting the failure of democracy. He was still saying that we should stick to democracy. And that doesn't make sense. I mean, you have admitted that this system has failed to deliver. And you are saying that we should still hang on to it.
Who did you do with that? Abdul, if you say democracy don't fail, you can't say maybe we will continue with dead body. Eh? Fela Kolam, double wahala for dead body. How far now? How your side? So, debate still continue. Something tells me that democracy will be at the center of 2027 election, and who is credible enough to lead that narrative is where we will get here to find. But by every indication, Bola Tinubu has murdered democracy within the space of 2 years. Two single actions that he has carried out so far tells every political animal out there that we are going down. It can never come up or come out of this what Bola Tinubu have successfully pulled off. I have to give him that. By literally pausing democracy in River State. And what the National Assemblies are doing before the whole world. You are only empowering the incoming president, the next person that will come to take it to the next level. So what Usman Baguje is saying, I am with him. If you all collectively agree that democracy is dead, at least that's what the OBs are saying. That's what the father of the democracy himself, as far as Nigerian democracy is concerned, Obasanjo, he also admitted that we are at the end of democracy. So what comes next? We're going to spend the next 10, 20, 40, 50 years debating how to fix it, or we think of something new. But who is going to drive that message? Because they collectively agree that democracy has died, now them killer now. Abi Abdul, now you kill him. Eh? I don't trust you. So if nobody then kill him, who did? Oh, maybe we just and to look at it from a different angle is to just say, this is a precedent that Bola Tinubu has set. And I think it's we might just restructure our governance around what Tinubu has just shown us, right? We should start electing president for one time of 6 years and stop wasting money electing governors and just allow the president, after being elected by the people, he should pick governors that will govern the state. 2 years. After 2 years, you replace them. There is no need of say they will contest. No, after you serve 2 years, you go. Your performance will determine if you got the president will continue. And do away with the Senate. Leave the National Assembly, House of Representatives. Do away with the Senate. Appoint governors direct.
It's also important for the public to know that whatever decision we arrive at here is unanimous. And I recall the last decision we took, and which concerned one of us.
Abdul, you say we don't need this presidential system of government anymore. It's not working. I agree with you, but what do we replace it with? Some people argue regional government, which I think is stupid as far as I'm concerned. And I have this man here who agree with me that calling for regional government it's not going to work. That is what's be this man name again? Um, Oh, what is this man who is about to be 100? Granted an interview with Vanguard newspaper yesterday. Um, is it not Tanko? Yeah, I think Tanko, that's the name. Yes. Which interview by Yakase, Tanko Yakase, the elder statesman, Abi, who argued that so why we can't return to regionalism. That's the title of the and the interview he granted with Vanguard, and his argument is, let me read his argument out and see if you agree with him or not. I should come like, share, and subscribe anytime you get in contact with this video so that we'll keep you updated. Say, now the question for him was, some commentators have called for a return to regionalism. Is this what we need? His response, as you were aware, I am almost 100 years old. I was born on December 5th, 1925, and I know what is possible and what's not. I don't think regional government is possible again in Nigeria. We tried it in the past, and we all know how it ended. The country has moved on since then, so we can't go back. How many people genuinely are conversing for a return to the past in this area? I mean, this area means the north. We must move with the times progressively. It is a part of development. So, just like Abdul is saying on the comment section, he say, some have argued that our current democratic system is not working. Do you agree? Just like what you said, Abdul, that the presidential system is no longer working anymore. We should look for something. So, Tanko Yaka says, response was, he said, no, democracy is working for Nigeria. Yes, there are challenges, no doubt about which human system is perfect. Let us consider the numbers of years it has been operating in Nigeria. I don't agree with people who think otherwise. The democratic system has come to be accepted worldwide because of its participatory nature. The people who are being governed are given the opportunity to elect those who govern them. As much, if there are areas that require fine tuning, we should fine tune such area. That is why we have issues like electoral reform being talked about and implemented from time to time. The Americans who have been practicing democracy for over 200 years are still adjusting. Hmm. So that's his argument. That at the center point of his argument is that is the party one, nothing, no human system is perfect. Two, it is a system that, quote unquote, offer every citizen opportunity to participate. That I disagree. That is what it sounds like or how it's supposed to be. But in reality, it does not go that well. It is not a government that it is not a participatory government in the sense that it doesn't offer every qualified citizen a level playing field to participate. So, in other words, democracy that we are practicing that's supposed to be quote unquote participatory, but there is a question mark underlining or underpinning that word participatory. Who are those that are allowed to participate? Because it's a question now. Not every citizen is allowed to participate in that process. So the point or the idea that is better or is the best because it's a participatory system of government. I don't think you follow. Now, Abdul said Nigeria is more balkanized now. The regional government can't be used anymore. We need to have a new constitutional electoral law by having a genuine sovereign national conference. Well, that's another angle to the argument, Abdul, that you are making. To some extent, I am with you that the regional government is not going to work, because one of the cardinal arguments against this current system is that the president, as it's currently constituted, is too powerful, pretty much dictating what 200 million people should do or cannot do. And I see that. So now, if you now say we should go back to regional government, currently the regions are in their, I think, less than 10 million. Oh, what am I talking about? Some regions are up to 50 million. So a region who is about 50 million today in population, mind you, the time that we practice regional government, which is in the early 60s, Nigeria is less than 100 million. Nigeria was around 60, 65 million. Today we are 200. So if you divide the power regionally, the region who is about 50 million today, what is it going to look like in the next 30 or 40 years? It will be close to 100. And again, they will start complaining again. That the regional governor, regional minister, regional whatever is too powerful. He's having too much control over too many people. So I think, for me, I think we should solve the problem once and for all. We have 36 states. Allow every 36 states to govern themselves the way they want, as a people, as a community. We are not saying they are not going to be part. They are not going to be part of the federation. No, they will be part of the federation. The defense of the federation is going to be at the federal level. Monetary policy is going to be at the federal level. Foreign policy is going to be at the federal level. Every other thing, allow every state to govern themselves the way they want. And I think in the recent, that is how it is on paper. That's why we have 3 tiers of government. But we have to find a way to practicalize it. That's the only way. The man who is in a village in Anambra has no business on how he or she is going to survive with what goes on in Abuja. So our current system makes the president too powerful. Like, exactly, I agree with you. Imagine a president who has the power to appoint all the key and powerful positions. So we are on the same page on that, right? Me and you acknowledge the same problem, but how do we go from there? So if the central argument is that it's too powerful because it's in charge of pretty much everything, so let's balkanize it. Let every state as it is now be in charge of how he or she is going to survive in terms of business, how they explore the resources available to them, both mineral and human resources. How they will design their education system, how they are going to design their market system, how they design their taxation and all that. But most importantly, how they govern themselves. I keep using my state, Edo State, as an example. Let the governing of the state be constituted in Oba Palace. The current government house should be pretty much like a workshop. Everybody who is current government house, anybody to qualify to come to Osadebe Avenue, that's the name of our government house, you have to technically, today we are in information world dealing with robotic and all that. You have to be technically inclined, coming to really work. The theory aspect of governance will leave it to the traditional school that has been there for thousands of years. Let them govern, let the Oba of Benin govern the space. but the operation, the working of the state, the finance, the agriculture, the architect, every other department should just be what the current government house is about. Let the people in Katsina wants to govern they want to live their way according to the ways of Quran. Let it be. Those in Rivers in Ogboni, they want to let them be. Then let the competition begin. Let this state compete for relevance, for productivity, for honor, for status. Who can give his our people better life more wins. I agree with you 100 on how each state should govern themselves based on her resources and capacity. Now, so all this problem will not go to get out. You can't get it. Everybody go concentrate. You go see the villages go open up. That's exactly what China did. Free your people. That's exactly what America did when they get their independence. Free the people to explore their self. That's you see the tourism go boom. The country people no go they bored. Nigeria is big enough. Nobody go they bored. By the time you spend 3 years for the though, like you move go or like the competition with any state where no fit survive should join the neighboring states, should join force. Abba, that's where the world is going to today. I guarantee you, I don't dey talk am for the past 2 years. The European nation as we see it is done, is gone. I know, so when I use that kind of grammar, Dr. Damage go on fight me. It's done. Just give on it 1 year more. The European Union with this, they could disengage as then they so everybody will go just like the Brexit. They will go. They have to. Everybody has to face his outside his papa name. Maybe by the time the figure their life out, they'll come back together again. That's what we need. That's what we need. That in Nigeria, all these fights to be president is because you have so much under your control. That's why you want to become president. By the time that all you have under your control as the president of federation is just military, finance, foreign foreign policy, that's all you need. We don't need to tell you how we should run our business, what kind of resources, how we should explore our environment, how we should protect our environment. That's in the past. But these old men will continue to hold it the way it is because they are the primary beneficiary of the system as it currently is. The current presidential system was designed to protect and the few affluence among us. The resources, the first beneficiary is the Western investors. Then the next people in line are those who are happy there to govern and protect the resources as they want. Every other person, about 25% of other Nigeria, you are on your own. It's deliberately designed that way. So it's functioning exactly how it was designed to function. So Abdul, all these old men no go. They won't let the system go as it is now. And the incoming ones, incoming class, the obese, the concosos, the weakest, the Zulums, these current men who are clamoring to be part, they are now the same thing they want to do. They are going to do the same thing. They will protect the system because it's very profitable. you see the brain where this bulletin administration they use. You see the brain where they use.
Where is my senator? You see him? Okay, yes. That issue. Peter for Nigeria. Peter for Natasha. Natasha for Nigeria. The princess of the Senate. You are taking your place today. You are a senator. Nobody can remove you. Your people are with you. God is with you. This is the wife of Alan. Hey! Akpabio don't play. Akpabio don't play. And share any. For where? For this country. Akpabio, you lie. I say, Akpabio, you are a liar. Natasha must resume. Akpabio, you go hear word. Akpabio, Akpabio, Akpabio. Akpabio, you go hear word. Natasha must resume. Akpabio, since you won't let the revolution start with you, we go reach National Assembly. We are going to that National Assembly. And Shereni, I say Natasha, we resume today. No woman, no nation. Mama P. Oh God. People, they die. Insecurity. You are fighting another woman. For 6 months? Na lie. Na lie. Akpabio, you are a liar. You are not God. Natasha, they resume. Who is you? Where is my distinguished senator? Oh, Mama P. Oh, Tori Olong. Where is Aisha Yesufu? Where is Hajia? Okay. Hajia don't people leave distinguished because it's even causing more delay. That protocol. 3 arms of government, Tinubu, Wike, and Akpabio. You want to become oracle for this country? Everything plus electoral reform. Nadia, now we go sleep for National Assembly. Now we go sleep. Akpabio must hear word. Mama P.
What the hell?
Oh. Akpabio. Natasha must resume. Natasha must resume. For where? Oh. Where we don't pass, oh, my Tamabi. We are going, Transcorp. We are going to us National Assembly. Make everybody, they go there. Bandits, they do press conference or casino. You are not interested. Hunger, insecurity, unemployment.
Look this way.
It's actually
Just me so that give her a chance.
In retrospect, it's actually amazing how much we have had to face.
Now let's give our public.
It's actually amazing how much we have had to face and survive in the past 6 months. And most of it happened to the full glare of Nigerians. From the unjust suspension to the recall. We survived the recall. We survived the blockage of roads and waterways into Kogi that we had to fly in through using the helicopter. We survived the blackmail from the so-called woman from the crazy lady on Facebook. Yeah, you know, it's amazing what we had to survive. And I give God Almighty the glory and my deepest appreciation to the good people of Kogi Central, Kogi State, and Nigeria at large. My husband, my love, if you see this, I love you dearly. In short, I pray all men support their wives as much as you have supported me. And my children, thank you for your sacrifices. So in everything, it just shows that sometimes it's good to put the institutions to test. We can't cow down in the face of injustice. No one is more Nigerian than us. Senator Akpabio is not more of a senator than I am. He's not a governor of this place. And he treated me as if I was his servant or I was a domestic staff in his house. It's very unfortunate that at this time, after so many years of democracy, we would have a National Assembly be run by such dictatorship. It's totally unacceptable. As for me, I'm glad to be here. And even though we have been illegally suspended, no day have I hesitated in effectively carrying out my duties as a senator of Kogi Central to the very best of my capacity. I have never, no day went by without me looking out for opportunities, either in terms of bringing infrastructure or projects to my people, and even jobs wherever I could, because I didn't want them to suffer, you know, the neglect and the vacuum that was created by this injustice. So I thank people like Auntie Obi, Priscilla, Sister Aisha, Mama P, Peter The Rock, and many others, Dr. Abiola, Yemi of Enough is Enough, Uncle Femi Falana, I mean, many Nigerians I can't even call. I mean, I've read your posts, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, His Excellency Sarah Key, I mean, many people who have lent their voices, thank you, and even political parties, Labour Party, ADC, I saw their statements, and my beloved PDP. Thank you so much for standing up. Nigerian Bar Association, Nigeria Labour Congress. I mean, a whole lot of voices. It just pulled through, and I think that's the pressure that the Senate President saw and realized that, you know what, he just can't.
All right, guys. Got to go now. I'll go hustle. I'll be back in the next 3 to 4 hours. Ciao, ciao. Thank you, my brother, or my sister, whoever that person is that is always with me. We'll see each other long. Bye bye.